Hi babes, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming back with another pick a card reading, and this pick a card reading is going to be, why are people intimidated by you? We have 6 piles to choose from today, so I'll give you guys a second to choose your pile. Alrighty, if you chose pile 1, this is your reading. So right off the bat, it's always one like resting bitch face, mean mug pile, and y'all are it, okay? Strangers in particular are very intimidated by you because of your face, the way it looks. You know, when you're not smiling, you look very angry, okay? You look upset. You look like somebody done pissed you off, or you look like you're not the one to fuck with, okay? You're not at all who people expect you to be, and this is intimidating. They have so many preconceived notions about you, your personality, your morals, your beliefs, based off of the way your face looks or the way that you're dressed. This doesn't have to be in a negative light either. Maybe you're dressed really nice and people feel like you're stuck up or bougie without even having a conversation to confirm or deny this. And it ain't nothing wrong with being bougie. I remember this one time I went to a teen summit, and it was a group of my friends, and it was this guy, and he came up to us and was like, yeah, she going, and pointed to me. And we're all like, oh, what does that mean? And basically going means that you're having sex. And it was crazy because I was actually the only one in that group that was not going, baby. But it's something like that. Like maybe you guys are super friendly, okay? Maybe you're the type of person who people regard to be flirtatious, but that's just your natural personality. It's something here that has people assuming something about you that isn't necessarily true. They're intimidated by you because of the stories they've made up in their heads without ever having a conversation with you. Those that do get to speak to you and get to know you are intimidated because you turn out to be nothing like they expected. People actually like you, and for some, it's even against their will. You guys could be good at imagining things. Maybe you are clairvoyant and people are intimidated by this gift. There are a lot of lizards on this card, and funny enough, some people regard lizards to be negative or evil. This could be why someone is intimidated by you, because they think you're up to no good or connected to something or someone that is dangerous. I feel like this pile is full of free thinkers, and that's what someone could be regarding to be dangerous. The fact that you have a mind of your own. Someone here could be extroverted, or maybe you're just unafraid to speak up for yourself or correct people when they're wrong. And this could be intimidating for the people that you're around. I also feel like this pile is my fast and furious pile, okay? You got a heavy foot, or maybe people feel like you're a little bit too aggressive on the road. People might think you can't drive, or like, I ain't trying to drive with you. I'm also being brought back to the clairvoyance. There's a gift here, whether it's spiritual, creative, intellectual. It's something that people identify you having that is very natural for you. Someone here could have an affinity for children and or animals, and people are intimidated by this. There's also a mindset that is really shaking people up, okay? You really believe you can do anything, and if you don't, you better start. But people are intimidated by your confidence and charisma. This takes me back to what I was saying about how you make people like you against your will or against their will. You could be somebody who's really funny, witty, you know how to key with people, you know how to bounce the conversation around, keep the jokes going, that type of thing. You guys are my perfectly imperfect pile. You're not scared to admit your own mistakes, be vulnerable, or take losses. This intimidates people because you're not afraid to look quote unquote weak. You might even find strength in being this way or by admitting these quote unquote shortcomings. I feel like you guys are so good at seeing the polarities in many different aspects of life that it allows you to empower those around you, especially people who can't see their own light. It low-key gives you a superpower. You have an edge when it comes to dealing with conflict, and I'm pretty sure it's almost too easy for you to put people in check or cut them down a size. This reminds me of when I was working at Walmart distribution, and me and this girl, we had become friends. We was kikiing, chatting, and later on, I had found out she was talking about me. And so I approached her and was just like, hey, I don't appreciate that. Never speak to me again. When you see me, look the other way. We never have to have contact because, I don't appreciate that. And she literally started crying, left for the day, started crying. And I'm like, what did I do? All I did was have a little conversation. I told you, hey, I didn't respect that and to move around, and you're in tears. So I feel like y'all have that same power, that power of the tongue, baby. If you chose pile 2, this is your reading. So right off the bat, I'm getting this pile could be feeling rather bored with life or where they're at in their career. You could definitely be someone who went to college, has some sort of trade or higher level of knowledge. What makes you intimidating to others is the fact that you are able to acknowledge the fact that you don't like the way something is going. I feel like this pile is my corporate babes, my 9-to-5 soldiers, or my traditional value baddies, okay? There's a message of going down a particular path because it's what you were supposed to do. It's what's right. It's what you've been used to. But you're realizing it's not what you want. You're not where you want to be, or maybe something is going really good financially, but emotionally, it's not really doing it for you. There's something here where you guys are battling between what's conventional and your individualistic needs. There is something here that is causing you to do a lot of self-reflection, and that is what is intimidating. The fact that you can sit back and notice when it's time to self-reflect, when it's time to do a little introspective work. You're tired of the status quo. You're tired of being bored. You're tired of being dissatisfied. You're tired of being tired. And you're seeking out different experiences, different perspectives, different understandings to help you find what is truly going to fulfill you. Okay, you're breaking away from things that are familiar and embracing the new. I feel like people are intimidated by this because they want to do the same thing. Maybe you've been in a position for a while and you're looking to get into management, or you're looking to advance somehow, okay? They are intimidated by the fact that you're wanting to start something new. You're wanting to take on more responsibility. You can see more for yourself. And they're intimidated because they feel like, who are you? What gives you the right? Okay. I see that somebody could be wanting to go overseas, or maybe you have been, and people are intimidated by that. They're intimidated by the fact that you can travel, or that you believe you can travel. I feel like somebody hasn't even done something yet, but the fact that you're talking about it, the fact that you're planning, the fact that you're wanting to do more, put yourself outside of your comfort zone, is intimidating to somebody because they want to do the same. Okay. Maybe you're looking to leave states. Maybe you have done this and someone wants the same sort of freedom or accomplishment that you have, and they're intimidated by you because maybe you have the job that they want. Maybe you were able to pay for school, go through something, and receive some sort of education. And they're intimidated by the fact that you don't want it, or you're not doing what they feel like you're supposed to with it. This could also be somebody being married or in a relationship. You have some sort of commitment here, and someone is yearning for this. Someone is intimidated by the fact that you can get somebody to invest in you. I just heard, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. And I feel like this is why they're intimidated. They feel like you have the whole world at your fingertips. They feel like you have so much access to things, and they're intimidated. They're intimidated by your ability to retain some sort of knowledge, your ability to climb up a ladder, your ability to apply something. They are intimidated by, for some, it could even be your skin color here, okay? Some sort of privilege that you have is upsetting for someone because they feel like you have access to a different life, or you can reach higher heights than they can. But it's like, you don't even see this, or you don't even want this. There's something here that you disregard that means the world to somebody else. maybe you're not married here, maybe you're single, but you have a lot of suitors, you have a lot of people. Again, there's just an energy of having people want you or having things thrown at you, but you have no interest in this. People could be intimidated by you because they might feel like you're hard to please, or they don't know how to get through to you. They don't know what to give you, what to offer you. It's like, damn. You guys could also be somebody who, like, if a joke is not funny, like, you're not gonna laugh. You're somebody here who it's very hard to entertain you, people feel like, and that's why they're intimidated because they don't know, like, are you enjoying yourself? Do you hate me? Alrighty, if you chose pile 3, this is your reading. And I was so excited to get to your reading because I literally knew right off the bat why people were intimidated by you. And that is because of your work ethic. Okay, you are somebody who puts in the time, the effort, the energy to do a good job at whatever career field you are in. Okay, it doesn't matter if you are a janitor, it doesn't matter if you're working at McDonald's, it doesn't matter if you are CEO, you're working in corporate. Okay, you literally put in 110% wherever you are or whatever that you're doing. You are someone who picks up on things quickly. You're able to apply the information and you're happy to do it. Okay, I just get the feeling that while you're at work, they got you for that 8 hours, for that 10 hour, for that 12-hour shift. You don't mind doing the work, doing what they ask you to do. I don't know if you're new to this establishment or what, but people are intimidated by the fact that you've already created a reputation for yourself. You have people singing your praises. You have people who notice that you do a very good job. You're very productive. You pay attention to details. Okay, you are receiving some sort of reward or, again, some sort of recognition. Even if you've been in this craft or even if you've been in this area for a while, people know you to be a hard worker. People know you to be dedicated. They know that you're going to come in on time. They know that you're going to pick up a shift. They know that you are going to give all that you've got to something, even if this isn't a job. Okay, this can be, the household. Okay, they know you're going to cook dinner, you're going to clean, you're going to make sure the kids is right. Like, when it comes to you, you don't mess around. Even if you don't catch everything, you have done majority of what you needed to do. You have done majority of what someone has asked of you. And that is why people are intimidated, because they cannot do something as well as you, or this is what they feel. They feel like you doing such a great job puts them on the defense, or it puts them in a position where they have to do more. Someone could feel like you're coming for their spot. Okay, people are intimidated by you because they feel like you have the ability to take something from them, whether this be a position, love, recognition. You are very confident about what you're able to do in the work field. Or, somebody might work with their hands, even if you're not necessarily working. You still are crafting something, you're still creating something, and you're still doing a very good job at it. And people are intimidated by that, by your ability to pay attention to what's going on around you. It's like you're focused on your work, but you peeping that they gossiping about them, you peeping that manager is picking and choosing. You are so aware of what's going on in your environment, and you're able to still get your job done, that it intimidates people. Also, because you're out the mix. Okay, I feel like y'all are not messy. And not even only that, you also are very attractive. You look good here. Okay, you could be somebody who you have a very nice smile, you're funny, you have a very outgoing energy, and they're intimidated by the fact that you are well liked in your workplace. You're someone who you don't half-ass anything. If you do something, you do it wholeheartedly. You do it with everything in you. You put, again, a lot of effort into whatever, and it shows. This reminds me of, like, My sister, every time she gives her kids a bath, they get their hair done. Okay, they lotion down head to toe. They got the smell good on. They got a nice fit, socks, shoes on. Like they're not going nowhere, but they're ready. Okay, it's something like that. Like you don't mess around. Your ability to multitask, your ability to have so much on your plate and keep up with it is what is intimidating. You have a job, you have kids, you have a man, you have a woman, you have a family, you have a dog, you have a home, you have all of this shit. And where someone might be overwhelmed, you take care of it. You don't complain, you don't put it off on other people. And this is intimidating. It gives the energy of like, oh, if it was me, the kids will be with the grandmom. The grandmom's the baby. Oh, if it was me, I would have been quit that job. Oh, if it was me, I would not be able to do all that you do and make it look so easy and still come in with a smile on my face. Alrighty, if you chose pile 4, this is your reading. The first thing I'm getting about this pile is how mature and calm you are. You are able to effectively communicate your emotions. People could be intimidated by how you communicate these feelings. I feel like you guys have been in a tough spot, and deep down, there is an extreme amount of sadness you're currently dealing with. I'm feeling teary-eyed as I do your reading, but the tears aren't falling, so that tells me you do a good job at holding it in. People could be intimidated by you because you're able to keep yourself together in high stress situations. Some people might feel like you lack emotion when you talk, or that you're not sympathetic when talking to or about them. And this is why you're intimidating. You could be straight to the point, or your words cut through them. You could also offer some sort of constructive criticism and mean well, but there's something about your tone that has this sting to it, even if you don't notice. It's funny because there's so much I want to say about this pile, but it's low-key overwhelming. You could feel overwhelmed by some sort of repressed pain, or like I said before, sadness. Someone could be intimidated by this because they are the cause, or because they have to help you uncover it. Maybe these are friends, family, a therapist feeling like they don't know how to help you or what exactly to offer you, so speaking with you intimidates them. Then all of a sudden I started hearing, it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Instead of treated, we got tricked. Instead of kisses, we got kicked. And it's interesting because in the lyrics, it's we get, but I'm getting we got, as in this is past tense. It's like you're embodying an energy of you're no longer allowing people to take advantage of you. You're not just going to lay down and allow things to happen to you without you having a say so. And that is why people are intimidated by you, because you have autonomy over your body, over your life. Something hasn't been easy for you, but still you're able to keep this composed, easygoing energy. Someone has tried to bait you into conflict or distract you from your path, but you chose the latter, and this is why they're intimidated. You climbed your way out of a hole they attempted to bury you in. Something good is happening for this pile, and you're finally beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You are free to go as you please and do what you want, and this is why someone is intimidated. They are bound to a person, place, or thing, and the fact that you're able to liberate yourself is what is intimidating to them. You are somebody who has a lot of emotional depth. You are a clear communicator, and you are very mentally strong, okay? There's something about situations breaking other people, but really making you really finding yourself through these tumultuous situations you've been put through. And I feel like this person is intimidated by you because you have the tools to navigate whatever is being thrown at you. Someone can be intimidated by you because they feel like you are stubborn or unwilling to open yourself up to their opinion. They feel like you're almost too analytical, or that you let your emotions get the best of you. But I really feel like you guys are figuring out a balance. I feel like a lot of times you actually use your head to talk yourself down before making an overly emotional decision. Someone could have a really good and powerful connection with somebody else. And this is why someone is intimidated, because you have a relationship with somebody where you both are able to share wisdom and lean on each other. You're able to communicate your thoughts and feelings openly without fear. And they're intimidated that you're able to connect with somebody on this level because they feel like you've never tried to connect with them on this level, or they feel like they couldn't even imagine doing that. It all boils down to they're intimidated because you are more emotionally mature than they are, even though I feel like these are people who are older than you. And that's why it's intimidating, because they know that they are childish. They know that they need to grow up. They know that you've been through so much, but yet you are still so kind. You are still empathetic. You are still understanding. And they don't understand how. They don't understand why. 444 could be significant to you guys. Someone is intimidated by you because you're able to pick up on all of their red flags. Okay, you are very perceptive and you see what someone is doing. You see how manipulative somebody is, or you see when there is danger. You just have the energy of foresight, okay? Or not the energy, but the ability to foreshadow things, to see in the distance. Alrighty, if you chose pile 5, this is your reading. So right off the bat, I'm like, she look a little mean. So y'all could be a little mean, okay? Or you're just a little guarded, a little defensive, okay? Maybe you have been hurt. I'm getting the song, Runaway Love. Runaway Love with Ludacris and I think Mary J. Blige. Yeah, that might be, significant to you, but I'm definitely getting the energy of escaping something. And that's why somebody is intimidated by you, because maybe you got out of something just in time. Maybe they got something worse than you. And it's like you survived. You are having some sort of progress. You're healing. You're moving forward. And they're kind of stuck. There could be some sort of support system, I don't know, like mentorship, coach, collaboration with somebody that is allowing you to move forward, and someone's intimidated by that because they don't have anyone. You are working together, pooling your resources to achieve some sort of common goal with someone, and they're intimidated by that. They feel like you don't recognize the help that they have given you. I feel like this person talks to other people about how much they have done for you, how much they have helped you in some sort of journey or discovering yourself, and you give them no credit. Like they want some sort of credit when it comes to the things that's going on in your life, especially the good. Somebody could be saying that you're very ungrateful or you never show any thanks for what they do help you with. This is making me think of your grandma cooking apple pies, but anytime you ask her to cook you one, well, not cook, but bake. Anytime you ask her to bake you one, it's always an excuse. So you go and ask somebody else grandmom to do it for you, and they gladly, happily do that. And your grandmom find out and she's like, oh, well, I would have made you one. Why didn't you ask me? Like something very weird like that. This person is intimidated because you don't need their help. You have other options, other resources that you can tap into. You're searching for some sort of stability and you're really dedicated to this. You're really cultivating or learning, studying, growing something, working very hard to attain a sense of longing. But it's so interesting because you guys are the only pile that I had to pull more than 2 cards for. And I kept getting this message of you being very guarded, okay? You not allowing other people in, you're not allowing people to penetrate some sort of bubble. There's a message of you guys being intimidating because nobody is allowed to get to know you. Nobody can break through or get past some sort of block that you've created. It's interesting because in the beginning, I was talking about how you might have a group of people, but you might not. You might be very isolated at this time, very alone, okay? That you could have been hurt by the people closest to you, and this has affected you in a way where it's hard to move forward and trust others. And honestly, for someone here, I feel like you could be feeling very powerless or overwhelmed by some sort of situation, and you're needing to stand up for yourself. But for others of you, I just feel like someone feels intimidated by you because you won't let them love you, okay? For someone here, people could be intimidated because you don't get emotional, you don't show emotion, they haven't seen you cry. They could feel like you think it's a sign of weakness to show emotion, to be vulnerable, to open up. Someone definitely feels like you have an attitude when you speak. You can speak very fast here, and that intimidates people. Funny enough, my sister's talking to my nephew. They're making a deal about how he's going to get his hair washed and not cry about it. And as soon as I'm pulling y'all cards, I get the message of you not crying. And then she says that. So it's definitely true. Okay. People are intimidated by your lack of emotion. Or you know what else? If you are not the one with the attitude here, people could be intimidated by you because you're not affected by their attitude. You don't care what they have to say. Something doesn't move you. It doesn't upset you. It doesn't get to you the way that it does other people. Someone could even be intimidated by you because you make them feel like it's always them. The finger is always pointing at them. I feel like there's definitely two types of people in this pile, and y'all just got to figure out which one you are. Alrighty, if you chose pile 6, this is your reading. Now, right off the bat, I'm getting the energy of this old Caribbean proverb, okay? It goes, who don't hear must feel. Y'all don't listen. Okay, and that's why people are intimidated by you. You are somebody who you don't pay attention to warning signs, red flags. So you have to go through things and experience these consequences to learn to listen to yourself the first time, to learn to slow down. I'm not gonna lie, like y'all give it a little bit crash out energy. You guys are intimidating because it's like you're going full steam ahead into something that you need to go in the total opposite direction with. They could be intimidated because it's like you're not getting something, you're not grasping something. Maybe you're slow to process, or again, like you have to actually go through something to understand it. And that's why people are intimidated because they feel like, I could have told you that, or you should have noticed that sooner. There's an energy of like really missing the point of something. Or maybe this is when they talking, they feel like, damn, that went over your head, like, or you didn't understand anything, or you're unable to retain some sort of information because you're off in la la land. You're not paying attention to what they're talking about. But for some of y'all, I really feel like this is you trying to avoid lessons that you need to learn, okay? Because if not, it can lead to you being stagnant. This is holding on to a bad job and not wanting to get fired, not wanting to quit, knowing you need to leave, knowing it's not healthy for you, keeping a relationship alive, knowing that nigga ain't shit, knowing that she don't want you. It's things like that that have people intimidated by you. And it doesn't have to be in the present. Maybe this is a past tense energy, okay? Maybe this is when you were younger. People could be intimidated by the younger you. They can be intimidated by the stories that you have to tell. Maybe you lived a long life. You've done a lot of dumb shit, and you've lived to tell the story. People are intimidated by that. People are intimidated by your ability to be turned every which way but loose and still come out on top, or still love life, or still have love in your heart, or still be willing to put yourself out there. Something is calling for you to move on to the next. It's time to leave something alone. It's time to go in a different direction. And people could be intimidated by you because you're going to go ahead and you're going to move away. You could get over people very fast, okay? Maybe you're somebody who you always seem to be in a new relationship. You always have new friends, or you stay with a new job. You are constantly traveling. You just have this very fast moving energy where people can't slow you down. You're the only one who can slow you down. Your thoughts, your mindset, those are the only things that's keeping you stuck in any situation. And people are intimidated by that because once you overcome this, once you break out of this, you can have anything you want. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's not y'all who's the stubborn one. Maybe this is people who you have dealt with who no longer have any access to you. And that's why they're intimidated, because you showed them Who don't hear must feel. If you're going to treat me like that, you'll never see me like that. Okay, bars. But yes, so it can very much be this other person. Okay, you could be somebody who realized you can't change toxic people. You can just change how you react to them. And no reaction will always be the best reaction. So you dip up out of there. Like, you're okay with leaving some shit where it had you fucked up, and that's why you're intimidating. All of a sudden, I'm thinking about the K Michelle song, Love 'Em All. I'll spare you the singing, but you definitely might want to check it out. I feel like there was this pivotal moment in the past, or, maybe it's approaching, that you realized, I don't have to sit here and deal with this. Like, you realize your worth, you realize your value, you realize there's so many more fish in the sea. You broke out of like a small town type of mindset and started asking for more, started reaching for more. And people could be intimidated by that because they're still stuck in this box that you have seemed to break out of, even if it meant that you had to go through situations in which you didn't prefer. But now you realize what you do prefer. And you stand 10 toes down in that. You don't care who doesn't like it, who doesn't agree, who doesn't like you. Okay, I feel like this pile, you are okay with not being liked. And that is why people are intimidated by you. You don't mind not responding, taking time for yourself, doing things alone, following your passions where you're being led.